Whether it's your first time in London or your fifth, there's always something new to discover. In this travel guide, we're covering 25 plus amazing things to do in London, from iconic landmarks to local favorites and hidden gems. Stick around because we are adding a bonus at the end that might just surprise you. And yes, you may already know that London is expensive and some of the attractions we will share here require a fee. But stick around and we will provide you with tips on how to save money during your trip while seeing as many attractions as possible. We are going to start with a unique experience that many people who come to London will not even know about. In fact, we have been to London hundreds of times and we have only just found out about this. You can rent a barbecue or a picnic boat in Canary Wharf and enjoy eating on the historic docklands. This is great because many tourists will avoid this area as it's the financial district of London. We spent an hour and a half on the water enjoying a chocolate fondue. It was absolutely amazing and this was in February. I'd imagine it would be even better in the summer. But boy, did we feel sick afterwards. We should have brought more people with us or chosen the cheese fondue. No trip to London is complete without visiting the iconic and delicious Burrow Market. London is a perfect place to try different foods from all over the world, and one of the best places to do so is in Burrow Market. From fudge to pastries to tinned fish and delicious paella, Burrow Market is a local and a visitor's favorite. It's a treasure trove of locally made goods, most of them fresh and absolutely mouth-watering. Go mid-morning or mid-afternoon as it can get extremely busy. Towering over Burrow Market is the Shard. Where in London can you be this high up with panoramic views of the city? It stands 1,106 feet tall and is considered to be London's vertical city. It's the tallest building in the UK, and we found the best views of London from up here. Your ticket allows you access to the 3 observation decks on levels 68, 69, and 72 via a high-speed elevator. The first one is enclosed with a bar and light music. The highest one on the 72nd floor opens up the building to the sky. And to be honest with you, it kind of frightened me, especially since it was pretty windy up there. But the highlight of our visit to the Shard was our Peter Pan themed afternoon tea at a restaurant on the 31st floor, the Aqua Shard. We were lucky we got a table with a view, and my tour guide Adrian was the best at pointing out the best spots in London from above. This was no ordinary afternoon tea. Check out the setup! And it was really cool to see the little show afterwards. The afternoon tea experience was really worth every penny, especially since we had access to unlimited drinks and a few cool treats. And they made it fun by adding goodies hidden inside treasure chests. If you're interested in this experience, I highly recommend booking your ticket in advance on their website. If you want great views but without the expense, then you have to visit the Sky Garden. You have to book a ticket in advance, but other than that, it's free. We enjoyed a couple of drinks up there and enjoyed watching the world below us. Which would you choose, the Shard or Sky Garden? Let us know. One of our favorite places to eat in London is Marcato Mayfair, a food hall inside a former church. Yes, you heard that right. A church that has been deconsecrated. It has an incredible atmosphere and global flavors. Marcato Mayfair is a one-of-a-kind destination for international cuisine made from sustainable ingredients. Marcato is housed in what was once St. Mark's Church, which after an extensive overhaul, it is now a perfect stop for delicious food. There are lots of choices from European to Asian cuisine. We chose to eat at a Spanish eatery where we had the most delicious sangria. If you do decide to go, try their rooftop outdoor setting on a dry or sunny day. It's a great spot for an evening drink or a casual dinner. If, like me, you are a fan of the movie Notting Hill, then a visit here is mandatory. Yes, the bookshop from the movie Notting Hill is still there. However, it is no longer the travel bookshop, but a souvenir store. As to Will's house, you can normally work out which one it is by the line of people wanting to have their picture taken in front of it. The area itself is beautiful too, with bright pastel houses, many unique shops, cozy cafes, bakeries, and the famous Portobello Road Market. Yes, it's not original, but no trip to London is complete without seeing the changing of the guard. Head to Buckingham Palace, the official residence of the British monarch, via the Mall. The changing of the guard ceremony typically occurs at 11 a.m. most days during the summer. It's one of those truly special moments that will stay with you long after you have left London. The London Eye is incredibly touristy, but you have to try it at least once. On a clear day, you can treat yourself to a 360-degree view of the entire city of London. The ride itself is very gentle, and when you're in it, it doesn't feel like it's moving at all. It can be quite expensive though, especially if you have a large family and there are some better views for free. But as an experience, it has to be tried at least once. If you are at the London Eye, then you would have almost certainly seen our next location, the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. Opposite the London Eye is the Houses of Parliament. One of its most famous towers is the Elizabeth Tower, which houses the clock tower, or most commonly known as Big Ben. If you walk around the Houses of Parliament, you will find the historic Westminster Abbey. Since 1066, it has been the location of 40 coronations of English and British monarchs and is not to be missed. Touristy? Yes. Worth it? Absolutely. Go inside Tower Bridge and walk across the glass floor. It's unreal. To get to the top of the tower, you can take the elevator or climb 200 steps of a historic and beautiful staircase. At the top, you will be treated to the fascinating history of the bridge. There are 2 towers, each with its own walkway. Both walkways have a section with glass floors. Standing on them gives you the illusion of floating above London, which I absolutely enjoyed. Many people mistake it for being the London Bridge, which is actually unassuming and nowhere near as attractive as this. The bridge was officially opened in 1894 by the Prince and Princess of Wales. Comment below, would you brave standing on the glass floor? Close to the Tower Bridge is a very important historic landmark, the Tower of London, an iconic symbol of England's rich history and heritage, founded by William the Conqueror in the 11th century. This historic fortress has served variously as a royal palace, prison, armory, and treasury throughout the centuries. Its imposing walls have witnessed significant events, including coronations, executions, and political intrigue. Today, the Tower of London is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that provides a glimpse into England's tumultuous past through its exhibits, displays of the crown jewels, and captivating tales told by the beef eaters who guard its grounds. On our way to the Tower of London, we found this little church that has been around since 675 AD and which is the oldest church in the city of London, right next to the tower. It's quiet, historic, and free. All Hallows by the Tower has endured centuries of history, surviving fires, wars, and the Great Plague. Visiting the basement was an eye-opener with its plethora of artifacts from the Roman Empire. The church even has the plaque for the first governor of Pennsylvania, William Penn, who was baptized in this church. I guess people were much smaller back then. Check out how small that door is. If you are enjoying this video and haven't already, please give us a thumbs up or subscribe to our channel. We really do appreciate it. Next up is Piccadilly Circus and Regent Street. If you've seen pictures of London before, I guarantee you have seen Piccadilly Circus. Think of it as London's Times Square, but classier. Great for photos, people watching, and some high-end window shopping. At night, the LED billboards light everything up. With the hard-to-miss billboards and neon signs, it serves as a chaotic junction for many busy streets such as Regent Street and Shaftesbury Avenue. Speaking of Regent Street, this has got to be hands down one of the busiest streets in London due to the amount of shops and attractions it has. As a matter of fact, the world-famous toy store Hamleys can be found here. The busyness of Regent Street can drive us crazy, but I love visiting its arcades and side streets, such as this one, the Wellington Arcade. If you are in this area, then you cannot miss out on visiting Carnaby Street. Carnaby Street is the birthplace of London cool and is the home of punks, mods, skinheads, and new romantics. It's a famous shopping street that reflects the London style that the world knows today. Carnaby Street is also one of our favorite spots for shopping in London, and there are lots of choices for places to eat as well. And if you are planning to visit London at Christmas, don't miss Carnaby Street, which has a new theme annually, with each being more iconic than the last. When in London, a trip to Covent Garden is a must. Home to Punch and Judy and the Apple Market, Covent Garden is a destination for several reasons, but at Christmas, it is truly gorgeous. There are a few restaurants, shops for both well-known brands and local businesses, like this soap stall that I absolutely adored. Covent Garden is also a venue for many street performers like magicians and musicians. This is a great free thing to do, especially if you have children. Next is the iconic Trafalgar Square, surrounded by culture and history, including the National Gallery, which is free to enter. But do make a reservation in advance, as without one it will be almost impossible to get in. Trafalgar Square is also a great place to rest and people watch. Also, just around the corner is one of my most favorite museums in London, the National Portrait Gallery. Like the National Gallery, admission is free. Just a very short walk from Trafalgar Square is Leicester Square, famous for its movie premieres, red carpets, food, and nightlife. Catch a film or just walk through to feel the buzz. Leicester Square is especially lively at night. Many movie characters are immortalized in Leicester Square. And don't forget to visit the world-famous M&M World. Chinatown is again a very short walk from Leicester Square and perfect for lunch or dinner. It's also close to many theaters, so a great location for a pre- or post-show meal. As expected, there are many restaurants in Chinatown to choose from, but whenever we're here, we always return to our favorite restaurant, Tao Tao Ju. We've been loyal customers of theirs for over 20 years. Even if shopping is not on your list, you still have to visit our next recommendation, Harrods and Knightsbridge. Knightsbridge is one of the most luxurious places in London. It is home to high-end shops and establishments, including the iconic Harrods department store. Adrian and I don't really like to come here to shop, since most of their stuff is out of our budget. However, we do love the food court here. From chocolates to coffee to fresh fruit and baked goods, everything you will find here is of very high quality. Right across from Harrods, Adrian and I found a very amazing restaurant called Letto, where we had an exquisite English breakfast and apple crepes. And of course, Earl Grey tea. And this pistachio latte was to die for. I've tried pistachio lattes before, but this one blows every one of those in my past out of the water.
Wow.
Another iconic spot is St. Paul's Cathedral and the Millennium Bridge. Yes, it is the bridge that gets destroyed in Harry Potter, and yes, it is a real bridge. In real life though, it's a peaceful Thames crossing between another amazing museum, the Tate Modern, which also has a great lookout point and again is free to get in. You can climb to the top of the cathedral for panoramic views, but it is a hard workout, believe me. Speaking of London museums, there are so many that are world-renowned and the majority are free. We've already mentioned the National Gallery and the National Portrait Gallery, as well as the Tate Modern. But you can also visit the Natural History Museum, which is a great one if you have children, the British Museum, the Imperial War Museum, and one of my favorites, the Churchill War Rooms. These are great if you need to get out of the rainy British weather. Don't forget to hit that like button if London is on your bucket list and you are finding this helpful. Another location made famous by the Beatles is Abbey Road. You can walk the zebra crossing made famous by the Beatles. It's a quick stop but a fun photo op. Please do be mindful of the traffic though. You won't be able to gain access to the studio itself, but there is a neat little shop that sells cool Abbey Road Studios themed merchandise. Located in Hyde Park is the Princess Diana Fountain. This modern memorial invites reflection and in the summer is a great area for kids to splash through the shallow stream. If the weather is nice, a walk through any of the beautiful parks in London is a must. Number 24, Leenhole Market. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, you will recognize this as the location of the Leaky Cauldron and some exterior shots of Diagon Alley. This is one of the oldest markets in London, dating back to the 14th century. Nowadays, it's filled with shops, cafes, and restaurants. Finally, we have the world-famous London blue plaques. All over the city, you'll find blue plaques marking where historic figures lived and worked. Charles Dickens, Freddie Mercury, Florence Nightingale, just to name a few. Turn it into a scavenger hunt to keep your kids engaged as you walk the city. Now for our bonus ones. And we've got 3. First, one of my favorite spots, Camden and the Camden Market. Take a stroll along Little Venice and enjoy shopping for unique items and enjoy food from all over the world. Camden is where you will find many independent shops and quirky food vendors. If you like craft beer, we highly recommend stopping by the Camden Brewery. And if you have kids, they will surely love Hansel and Gretel, a lovely spot for delicious ice cream. And the other one is Battersea Power Station. Once a disused power station, it was recently converted to an upscale residential and commercial space, filled with many retail stores and restaurants. The building itself is really cool and well laid out. And as a bonus, it's an amazing destination for Christmas, where they project animations and short movies on the face of the power station itself. Lastly, the Royal Exchange in the Financial District. This is one of London's grand historic landmarks, founded in 1571 to act as a center of commerce. Today, it's home to luxury boutiques and a Fortnum & Mason shop and restaurant. Before I end this video, I just wanted to share a quick money-saving tip. Seeing a lot of London attractions can easily add up, as entry fees to places like the Tower of London and St. Paul's Cathedral can be quite pricey. If you have time to see as many attractions, I highly recommend getting the London Pass. A single ticket can give you access to over 100 attractions, including the Tower of London and the London Eye. If you'd like to include a 2-day hop-on hop-off bus, the London Eye and the view from the Shard, I suggest getting the London Pass Plus. So, that's it. 25 amazing things to do in London. Let us know which spot was your favorite in the comments, or tell us what we missed. And if you found this video helpful and want to see more travel videos, please consider subscribing. Thanks again for watching. Stay curious and keep exploring.